Hey, it's your girl Barbie J. Welcome to my channel. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's other comedy drama, Zatima, Season 3, Episode 18, Unrequited Love. And the synopsis for this episode reads, Zack and Fatima debate back and forth on trust as they handle family matters, and Fatima and Angela are caught off guard by Malachi's surprising revelation. Ooh, Lord, and it is a surprise. It's strange. It's weird. It's creepy. Mm-mm-mm. And if I was Leslie, I wouldn't have never put up with it. That just shows that chick got low self-esteem. Yes, she does. Cause ain't no woman in her right mind gonna put up with that mess. Never, ever, ever, ever. So let's jump right in with my recap and review. But first, please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, and give us your 2 cents, and then share the video. Help assist this channel grow. Thank you. So it's morning. Zack and Fatima waking up. Zack has to go to the bathroom. His phone rings. Fatima grabs it and tells him somebody's texting you or something like that. He's like, read it. What does the message say? She's like, no, here, take it. And he's like, look, I ain't got nothing to hide. Read the text. Then her phone vibrates and Zack said, here's yours. I'm going to read what it says. He said, yours is Leslie trying to apologize and stuff. She said she could get that out of her head. And then she tells Zack that his is from the funeral director. All he wants is money. He's like, yo, he always want money. So now they've realized that they got to figure out a date for his mother's funeral soon. And Fatima reminds him that Jeremiah is going to want to go. And he said he knows. And he reminded her that Jeremiah wants him to help him get off the drugs. She said, I know. Are you going to do it? And he said, I'm going to do what I can. And she said, and I love you for wanting to try. Because that's all a brother can do, really. You know what I mean? So now Fatima and Zack get dressed and they head out to the funeral home to straighten out this funeral director. And while they're in the car driving, Fatima's still getting text messages from Leslie. And then she gets a text message from Angela. And she said, oh man, I forgot to call her back. So she calls her back. And of course, Angela's like, is he going to help me? What happened? What'd he say? All this stuff. And she said, girl, it was a big mess. Well, what happened? She said, I really can't talk right now. I have to tell you about it later. Why? What happened? It's going to She said, look, Zack and I are pulling up to the funeral home now. She said, oh, so you're going to be late to work? She said, no, I'll be there at 9. She said, okay, I'll be at your desk. And I'm like, really, Angela? You going to be at her desk at 9? Doesn't that mean you're going to be late for your job? I mean, unless you're going to go to your desk early and drop off your stuff, make it look like you're doing something, and then go over to Fatima's office. I mean, girl, just ask Fatima to call you when she gets in, and then you could go over to her office. So Zack and Fatima, they see the funeral director. They give him the check. He looks at it and said, oh, there's a problem. There's going to be an additional fee. Fatima said, you told me that's the price that we owed. He said, that's for today. You're going to have the funeral tomorrow. So they were like, okay, we're going to have the funeral tomorrow at 10 a.m. And Zack said, I'll pay you that day. And the funeral director said, BS. He said out the words. He didn't say those letters. And they were like, ooh, the dead can hear you. You know, that's what he's always saying. And he was like, look, we have to have the money or else we can't have the funeral. We'll have to close the doors. And they're like, is this how you treat everybody? Is this what you do? Y'all in business to make people go broke? Is this how you treat grieving people? They're like, when there's business concerns, we have to do the texting and the this and the that. You know, they were like, whatever. So they start leaving, and Zack yells, F these dead people. And the funeral director's all upset and stuff. And Fatima's like, ooh, you know, and they leave out of there, and Zack get mad at him and stuff. And he does something, throws some papers on the floor, and the man goes, that's going to be an extra charge. And Zack said, they charge me. He was like, you idiot. So now Zack is in his office working, and here's Bryce keeps going back and forth looking in there, and he finally goes inside the office and tries to talk and have a conversation with Zack. Are you gonna be mad at me forever? Zack said yes. It's just, Bryce is just, I don't know, he's kind of nerdy too. But then they have a good conversation, a real good conversation. Bryce is saying, I'm a good person. He said, I never said you wasn't a good person. He then goes, I know we got off on the wrong foot. Zack said, no, we got off on the right foot. Then you went left with the kiss ish. Then Bryce said, I messed up on the money thing too. He said, look, bro, we passed that. We passed that. We passed the kiss ish. He said, let's just focus on the business. And Bryce promised it would never happen again. And Zack said, it better not. So then Bryce started telling Zack how bad he felt and how he had hurt him and how he couldn't forgive himself and all this stuff. And Zack was like, look, you got to relax. He said, I beat you up enough. Stop beating up on yourself, okay? And he was like, I just feel so bad. He said, relax. So he told Bryce he could let it go, but he can't start over yet. It's going to take some time. But he also said that he doesn't trust Bryce. And Bryce looked so sad. And then Zack looked at him and started smiling and said, I'm just effing with you, bro. I'm effing with you. Stop playing. Relax. So he said, oh, you messing with me? And then Bryce laughed and said, I deserve that. I deserve that. But then Zack started talking to him and telling him what a brilliant person he was and how good he was at his job and with these properties and stuff. He said such nice things to Bryce, and Bryce's eyes started tearing up and everything. And Zack said, come on, bring it in. And he gave Bryce a big hug, and Bryce felt so much better. He was like, thanks, man. Thanks. He said, I'll do better. So now over at the law firm, Angela comes into Fatima's office. And let me say before I get started, that's a nice outfit that Angela has on, and the one that Fatima has on too. But the fact is that Angela's boobs is not hanging out, falling all over the place. They seem to be secured. They got a pin there. You can see they're pinned in so they don't be flopping all out. And I like it. It's very tasteful. Fatima, that purple jacket is banging. I love that color on her, but I love it better on me. I just had to say that, y'all. Anywho, Fatima tells Angela a little bit of what went down the night before, and that's why she wasn't able to ask Malachi to help Angela. And Angela's like, but wait, I need help. And Fatima's like, it's just too much. It's a lot. She said, why don't we ask somebody here? She said, I work here. I don't want these people knowing my business. Please, can't you just call Malachi? She's like, Dad, Bryce. And she said, why are you saying Bryce? He's the one that put the cameras up and got hacked and didn't tell me. And Fatima's like, and you believe him? And she's like, yeah. But she failed to tell Fatima the part that Bryce texted me and asked me first, did I want the ones with the camera? And I said yes. See, she putting it on Bryce, but she's the one who said she wanted those with the camera. Tell everything, Angela. I don't like people who do that and leave out important details. So Fatima calls Malachi. He said he was going to call her and apologize. She said it's not necessary, no need. He said, yes, it is. And then he asked, why did she call? And she told him about Angela's situation and asked, could he help? And he said, yeah. He said, give her my number, have her call me. And then he wanted to meet with Fatima. And she's like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. He said, we're not going to talk about it. She said, no, let's just leave it alone. And he said, please, Fatima, let me make it up to you or something like that. He said, let's meet at her house. I'd like to see what happened. And Fatima said, I think it's best if you meet her alone. He said, you want me to help your friend, right? He said, please, let's meet. And she was like, fine. Okay. And then she told Angela, I'm not going there with you because I want to. She said, you not? She said, no, I'm going because he asked me to. She's like, ooh, girl. Angela loves the juicy drama. So now we over at the hospital. We see Zack going to visit Jeremiah. And Jeremiah said that they discharging him today. And he said he don't want to go. And he hands Zack a brochure for a rehab center. And he said they could take him today. And he asked Zack if he can afford it. And Zack said, yeah. He said, but let me make a call and see if they could fit you in. They have room because, we got to drive all the way up there. But what he does is go in the hallway and he calls Fatima and tells her what's going on. And she asks him, does he want to do it? He said, I feel like I have to do it. She said, but do you want to do it? He said, I do want to help him, but it's 5 racks. And she's like, ooh. She said, you have the money? He said, yeah, I got it. He said, but if he wastes my money, and I'm going to be pissed. And she said, well, there's only one way you're going to find out. And she said, babe, it's not about the money. He said, I know. So she told him she loves him and she'll see him when he gets home. And he's like, all right. Then he went in there to talk to Jeremiah and said, come on, let's go. He said, we're going to do this? He said, yeah, we're going to do it. So he's talking about he got to make one stop. He said, no, we ain't getting no stops. We ain't making no stops. He said, I need clothes. He said, no, I'm going to get you some clothes. Don't worry. I got you. And then he kissed Jeremiah on the head, on his bald head, you know what I mean? And said, let me go get the nurse to get you checked out. So now the episode ends with Fatima at Angela's house, and Angela's trying to find out what is it between Fatima and Malachi. And she's like, nothing. She said, you sure? She said, I'm 1,000% sure, yes. And Angela's looking at her all crazy. And she said, why are you looking at me like this? Because I know you. She said, I know something's up. And she said, look, once you step on my heart, that's it. I knew there was something between y'all. Is he fine? Is he this? She was like, Angela, please. And then you hear Malachi knock on the door. She opened the door. She's like, damn. And she's like, Angela. And she's like, okay, you look good. Come in. And I'm watching this thinking, Angela, what happened to being polite? Welcome to my house. Thank you for coming. I'm Angela. I hope you can help me. But no, you're minding the good of how good he looked. Damn, he's sexy. He this. I was like, girlfriend, your train of thought is partially why you're in the situation you're in now. So Fatima's like, okay, now that you're here, I can go home. He said, no, wait, I need to talk to you. She said, no, you're here for Angela. He said, I know I'm here to talk to her, but I need to talk to you too. She said, read the room. We're not alone. He said, because you won't allow us to be alone. She said, because we don't need to be alone, you know? So he's like, I know I hurt you and all this, but I am in love with you. I am so in love with you. I'm so in love with you. And he started unbuttoning his shirt. And they're like, what are you doing? And Angela's like, oh my God, what is happening here? And Fatima's like, you tripping. What are you doing? And he opens his shirt up and takes it off. And he has a tattoo of Fatima over his left breast. And Fatima's like, huh? And Angela's like, what the hell? And it went off just like that. So y'all, that was a kicker right there at the end. I was like, what in the world is going on here? So y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. I laughed so hard when I saw that part. And like I said at the beginning, I don't know what woman would marry you when you have a tattoo of your ex on your body. So every time y'all having sex, she got to look at that tattoo of this other woman who you so in love with. I want to hear y'all comments and 2 cents about that. How would you feel if it was you? What would you do if that was you? Anyway, this your girl Barbie J saying, please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.